Everyone ignores these nickels, and that's exactly why some are valuable. Certain Jefferson nickel with the Monticello design have rare dates and unusual mint errors collectors are searching for. The crazy part? They still show up in everyday change. Take a closer look at your nickels. You might already have a hidden gem. In 1969, the 5-cent coin moved quietly through a rapidly changing America, exchanged in everyday transactions and rarely given a second thought. It was a time marked by cultural shifts, technological advancements, and historic milestones. Yet the Jefferson nickel remained a constant presence in people's pockets. What most never realized was that among the millions of coins struck that year at the Denver Mint, a small number carried hidden minting errors, subtle flaws that would later turn these ordinary nickels into extraordinary collectibles valued between $60,450 and $148,600. The Jefferson nickel had already been in circulation for over 3 decades by 1969. First introduced in 1938, the coin honors Thomas Jefferson, one of the most influential figures in American history. Jefferson's contributions to the founding of the United States, including drafting the Declaration of Independence, made him a natural choice to be featured on the nation's 5-cent coin. The obverse of the coin displays a left-facing portrait of Jefferson, accompanied by the inscriptions "In God We Trust" and "Liberty," along with the year 1969. On coins minted in Denver, a small D mint mark appears next to the date, identifying its origin. The reverse features Monticello, Jefferson's historic estate in Virginia. The building is depicted with clean architectural lines, and beneath it appears the word Monticello. Surrounding the design are the inscriptions "United States of America" and 5 cents. This classic design had become deeply familiar to Americans by the late 1960s. The 1969 D. Jefferson nickel was produced by the United States Mint at its Denver facility. During this period, the Mint was focused on meeting the high demand for circulating coinage, using increasingly efficient machinery to strike coins in large volumes. However, the speed of production also meant that occasional errors could slip through unnoticed. A standard 1969 D. Jefferson nickel has an official weight of 5 grams and a diameter of 21.21 millimeters. Its composition consists of 75% copper and 25% nickel, giving it durability and a consistent metallic appearance. For collectors, this precise weight of 5 grams is a crucial diagnostic detail. Weighing a coin is often one of the first steps in identifying a potential error. If a nickel deviates even slightly from the 5-gram standard, it may indicate that it was struck on an incorrect planchet or experienced a minting anomaly. These differences, while small, can reveal the presence of rare and valuable errors. The minting process begins with metal strips that are punched into round blanks called planchets. These planchets are then cleaned and prepared before being fed into coining presses. Inside the press, engraved dies strike the planchet with immense pressure, imprinting the coin's design. Because these presses operate at high speeds, even minor misalignments or mechanical issues can result in noticeable errors. When such coins escape the Mint's quality control process, they enter circulation as rare and unusual pieces. One of the most sought-after errors associated with the 1969 D. Jefferson nickel is the double die variety. This error occurs during the creation of the die itself, when the design is impressed more than once and the impressions are slightly misaligned. The result is a die that produces coins with duplicated design elements. Collectors have identified examples of 1969 D nickels showing doubling in the lettering of Liberty and the date. Under magnification, the letters may appear thicker or show a shadow-like effect. Strong double die examples are particularly valuable because the error originates from the die, meaning every coin struck from that die carries the same distinctive feature. Another visually striking error is the off-center strike. This happens when the planchet is not properly aligned in the coining press. Instead of a centered design, the coin is struck with part of the image missing, leaving a blank area along the edge. Off-center errors are highly collectible, especially when the misalignment is significant while still preserving the date and mint mark. In 2016, a well-preserved 1969 D. Jefferson nickel with a noticeable off-center strike was sold at auction for approximately $60,450. Its unusual appearance made it stand out among collectors who specialize in mint errors. Among the rarest and most valuable errors are wrong planchet strikes. This type of error occurs when a coin is struck on a planchet intended for a different denomination or even a foreign coin. Since each planchet has specific size and weight characteristics, the resulting coin often looks and feels noticeably different from a standard nickel. For example, a nickel struck on a smaller or lighter planchet may weigh less than 5 grams, while one struck on a different metal may have an unusual color or texture. These errors are extremely rare due to strict controls in the minting process. Despite these controls, a few remarkable examples have been discovered. In 2020, a rare 1969 Jefferson Nickels struck on an incorrect planchet was authenticated by professional grading experts. The coin's unusual weight and distinct appearance confirmed its authenticity. When it was later offered at auction, it attracted intense interest from collectors and ultimately sold for approximately $148,600. Condition plays a major role in determining the value of any coin. Most nickels circulate for years, accumulating scratches and wear that diminish their appearance. However, a rare error coin preserved in mint state condition, showing no signs of circulation, can command significantly higher prices. Professional grading services evaluate coins based on surface quality, strike sharpness, luster, and overall eye appeal. Coins graded MS65 or higher are considered premium examples. When combined with rare mint errors, these high-grade coins can achieve exceptional values in the marketplace. The appeal of the 1969 Jefferson nickel lies in its accessibility. Unlike older or more obscure coins, these nickels were produced in large numbers and are still relatively easy to find in everyday places. Many remain hidden in coin jars, drawers, or inherited collections, waiting to be rediscovered. Collectors searching for valuable examples often begin by carefully examining the date and mint mark. A magnifying glass can reveal doubled lettering or subtle design anomalies. Weighing the coin to confirm the official 5-gram standard is another essential step, as it can uncover rare planchet errors. Auction records showing values between $60,450 and $148,600 highlight how even a small minting mistake can dramatically increase a coin's worth. What was once an ordinary 5-cent piece used in daily transactions can become a rare and valuable artifact of minting history. Among the millions of coins produced in 1969, a few exceptional pieces quietly left the mint carrying unique flaws. Decades later, these rare error nickels continue to surface in unexpected places, reminding collectors and everyday people alike that even the most ordinary coins can hold hidden stories and remarkable value. In 1985, the 5-cent coin quietly continued its role in everyday American life, rarely drawing attention as it moved from hand to hand in small transactions. It was a time of economic growth and technological progress in the United States, yet coins like the Jefferson nickel remained largely unchanged, both in design and in the way people perceived them. To most, a 1985 nickel was just 5 cents. But hidden among the millions produced at the Philadelphia Mint were a few rare error coins, pieces that would later capture the interest of collectors and reach values between $52,500 and $135,900. The Jefferson nickel had been part of U.S. coinage since 1938, introduced to replace the Buffalo nickel and honor Thomas Jefferson. Jefferson's legacy as the author of the Declaration of Independence and a key architect of American democracy made him an enduring figure worthy of this long-running design. The obverse of the coin features Jefferson's portrait facing left, accompanied by the inscriptions "In God We Trust" and "Liberty," along with the year 1985. Unlike coins from the Denver or San Francisco mints, those struck in Philadelphia traditionally carried no mint mark during this period, meaning 1985 nickels without a mint mark are identified as Philadelphia issues on the reverse. The coin displays Monticello, Jefferson's historic home in Virginia. The structure is rendered in a precise and symmetrical style, with Monticello inscribed beneath it. Around the outer edge appear the words United States of America and 5 cents. This classic design had become deeply familiar to Americans over decades of circulation. The 1985 Jefferson nickel was produced by the United States Mint at its Philadelphia facility, which handled a significant portion of the nation's coin production. By the mid-1980s, the Mint relied on advanced machinery capable of striking coins at extremely high speeds. While this ensured efficiency, It also meant that small errors could occasionally occur and pass through quality control unnoticed. A standard 1985 Jefferson nickel has an official weight of exactly 5 grams and a diameter of 21.21 millimeters. The coin is composed of 75% copper and 25% nickel, giving it both strength and its characteristic metallic color. For collectors, this precise 5-gram weight is one of the most important tools when identifying potential mint errors. Even a slight deviation from this standard can indicate something unusual. A coin that weighs less or more than 5 grams may have been struck on an incorrect planchet or may have experienced a flaw during the minting process. Because of this, experienced collectors often rely on accurate digital scales to verify a coin's authenticity and identify rare variations. The minting process begins with large sheets of metal that are punched into round blanks called planchets. These blanks are then cleaned, heated, and prepared before being fed into high-speed coining presses. Inside the press, engraved dies strike the planchet with tremendous force, imprinting the coin's design onto both sides in a fraction of a second. Despite strict quality control, the speed of production means that occasional errors can occur. These errors, while rare, are what transform ordinary coins into valuable collectibles. One of the most well-known errors found in 1985 Jefferson Nickels is the double die variety. This error occurs during the creation of the die itself. If the design is impressed onto the die more than once and the impressions are slightly misaligned, the resulting die produces coins with duplicated design features. On some 1985 nickels, collectors have observed doubling in the lettering, particularly in Liberty and the date. Under magnification, the letters may appear thicker or show a shadow-like outline. Strong double die examples are highly sought after, especially when the doubling is clearly visible. Another visually striking error is the off-center strike. This happens when the planchet is not properly aligned in the coining press. As a result, the design is struck off to one side, leaving a blank crescent-shaped area on the coin. Off-center errors vary in severity, but the most valuable examples are those where the date remains visible while a significant portion of the design is missing. In 2018, a high-grade 1985 Jefferson nickel with a dramatic off-center strike was sold at auction for approximately $52,500. Its unusual appearance made it stand out immediately to collectors. Among the rarest and most valuable errors are wrong planchet strikes. These occur when a coin is struck on a blank intended for a different denomination or even a foreign coin. Because each planchet has specific size and weight characteristics, the resulting coin often looks noticeably different. For example, a nickel struck on a smaller planchet may weigh less than the standard 5 grams and appear slightly undersized. Alternatively, a coin struck on a planchet made from a different metal may display an unusual color or texture. These errors are extremely rare because planchets are carefully sorted before minting. However, rare discoveries do happen. In 2021, a remarkable 1985 Jefferson nickel struck on an incorrect planchet was authenticated by professional grading experts. Its unusual weight and distinct appearance confirmed the error. When it was later sold at auction, collectors competed aggressively, and the coin ultimately realized a price of approximately $135,900. Condition plays a critical role in determining a coin's value. Most nickels spend years in circulation, accumulating scratches, dents, and wear that reduce their overall appeal. A rare error coin preserved in mint state condition, meaning it shows no signs of wear, can command significantly higher prices. Professional grading services evaluate coins based on strict standards, including surface quality, strike sharpness, luster, and eye appeal. Coins graded MS65 or higher are considered premium examples. When combined with rare mint errors, these high-grade coins can reach exceptional values in the collector market. What makes the 1985 Jefferson nickel particularly fascinating is its accessibility. These coins were produced in large numbers and are still relatively modern, meaning they can still be found in everyday places. Many remain hidden in coin jars, drawers, or old collections that have not been examined closely. Collectors searching for valuable examples often begin by carefully checking the date and overall design. A magnifying glass can reveal doubled lettering or subtle anomalies, while a digital scale can confirm whether the coin matches the official 5-gram standard. Auction records showing values between $52,500 and $135,900 highlight how even a small minting mistake can transform an ordinary 5-cent coin into a highly valuable collectible. A coin once used for everyday transactions can become a rare artifact with both historical and monetary significance. Among the millions of nickels produced in 1985, a few extraordinary pieces quietly left the mint carrying unique flaws. Decades later, these rare error coins continue to surface in unexpected places, reminding collectors and everyday individuals alike that even the smallest and most overlooked coins can hold remarkable value and untold stories. In 2005, something unusual happened in American coinage. For the first time in decades, the familiar design of the Jefferson nickel was temporarily changed, catching the attention of collectors and everyday people alike. While millions admired the fresh look, very few realized that among these newly designed coins were rare minting errors, tiny imperfections that would later turn certain 2005 P. Bison nickels into highly valuable collectibles worth between $44,750 and $122,890. The Jefferson nickel had featured the same Monticello reverse design since 1938, honoring Thomas Jefferson. But in 2004 and 2005, the United States Mint introduced a special series known as the Westward Journey Nickel Series. This redesign was created to commemorate the historic expedition of Lewis and Clark and to celebrate the early exploration of the American West. In 2005, one of the most iconic designs in this series was released, the Bison nickel. Instead of Monticello, the reverse of the coin featured a powerful image of an American buffalo standing on open ground. The design was inspired by the famous buffalo nickel of the early 20th century, bringing a sense of history and nostalgia into modern coinage. The obverse also saw a change. Jefferson's portrait was updated to a more modern, forward-facing style, different from the traditional left-facing profile used for decades. The inscriptions "In God We Trust" and "Liberty 2005" remained, but the overall appearance gave the coin a refreshed and contemporary feel. Coins struck at the Philadelphia Mint carry a P mint mark, which appears on the obverse near the date. The 2005 P. Bison nickel quickly became one of the most recognizable coins of its time, due to its bold design and limited one-year issue. A standard 2005 P. Jefferson Bison nickel has a diameter of 21.21 millimeters and an official weight of exactly 5 grams. Its composition remains the same as earlier nickels, 75% copper and 25% nickel. For collectors, this precise weight of 5 grams is an essential tool when identifying potential errors. Using a digital scale, collectors can verify whether a coin meets the expected weight. If a nickel weighs noticeably more or less than 5 grams, it may indicate a rare minting error such as a wrong planchet strike. Even a small variation can be the first clue that a coin is far more valuable than it appears. The minting process begins with large metal sheets that are punched into round blanks called planchets. These blanks are cleaned, heated, and prepared before being fed into high-speed presses. Inside the press, engraved dies strike the planchet with immense pressure, imprinting the design onto both sides in a fraction of a second. Despite advanced technology and strict quality control, errors can still occur, especially when millions of coins are being produced at high speed. These mistakes, though rare, create coins that stand out dramatically from normal issues. One of the most famous errors associated with the 2005 P. Bison nickel is the speared bison variety. This error appears as a raised line running through the body of the buffalo, making it look as though the animal has been pierced by a spear. The effect is caused by a die gouge, a small defect in the die that leaves an unintended mark on every coin it strikes. Collectors quickly took notice of this unusual feature. While minor die gouges are relatively common, the dramatic placement and appearance of the spear made this variety especially desirable. High-grade examples of the speared bison nickel have become prized additions to error coin collections. Another significant error type is the doubled die. This occurs during the die creation process when the design is impressed more than once at slightly different angles. The resulting die produces coins with visible doubling in certain areas on some 2005 P. Bison nickels. Doubling can be seen in the lettering or along the edges of the buffalo design. Under magnification, the letters may appear thicker or show a shadow-like effect. Strong double die examples are particularly valuable because the error originates from the die itself, making each affected coin part of a limited group. Off-center strikes are another visually striking error. These occur when the planchet is not properly aligned during the striking process. As a result, part of the design is missing, leaving a blank area on the coin. The most valuable off-center errors are those where a significant portion of the design is shifted while the date and mint mark remain visible. In 2018, a high-grade 2005 P. Bison nickel with a dramatic off-center strike sold at auction for approximately $44,750. Its unusual appearance made it a standout piece among collectors. The rarest and most valuable errors, however, involve wrong planchet strikes. This happens when a coin is struck on a blank intended for a different denomination or metal composition. Since each planchet has specific size and weight standards, the resulting coin often looks noticeably different. For example, a nickel struck on a planchet meant for another coin might weigh less than 5 grams or display a different color. These errors are extremely rare due to strict controls in the minting process. In 2021, a remarkable 2005 P. Bison nickel struck on an incorrect planchet was authenticated by professional grading services. The coin's unusual weight and distinct appearance confirmed the error. When it was later sold at auction, collectors competed intensely, and the coin realized a price of approximately $122,890. Condition plays a crucial role in determining value. Most nickels enter circulation and quickly develop wear, scratches, and dull surfaces. However, a rare error coin preserved in mint state condition, showing no signs of circulation, can command significantly higher prices. Professional grading services evaluate coins based on surface preservation, strike quality, luster, and overall eye appeal. Coins graded MS65 or higher are considered premium examples. When combined with rare errors, these coins can reach extraordinary values. What makes the 2005 P. Bison nickel especially exciting is that it is still relatively modern. Many of these coins remain in circulation or stored in collections that have not been carefully examined. Because of this, valuable error coins can still be discovered in everyday places such as coin jars, drawers, or even pocket change. Collectors searching for these hidden treasures often begin by examining the coin closely. A magnifying glass can reveal die gouges like the speared bison or signs of doubling in the design. Weighing the coin to confirm the official 5-gram standard can help identify rare planchet errors. Auction records showing values between $44,750 and $122,890 demonstrate how a small minting mistake can transform a simple 5-cent coin into a highly valuable collectible. What once passed through countless hands as ordinary currency can become a rare and sought-after piece of history. Among the millions of 2005 P. Bison nickels produced, a few extraordinary coins quietly left the mint carrying unique flaws. Years later, these rare error coins continue to surface in unexpected places, reminding collectors and everyday people alike that even the smallest coins can hold remarkable stories and surprising value.